Okay, I want to challenge you all to do something that I did, and that's 90 days without social media. That's no Facebook, no Instagram, and no Twitter. The social media platforms that are extremely toxic and keeping you from healing coming out of narcissistic abusive relationships. And I guarantee you something, after 90 days of being off of social media, one of two things is going to happen. Either one, it's going to change your perception of social media forever, or two, you will have no desire to go back on any of these platforms. So if you are down for this challenge, then check this out. I'm going to give you a free resource to go along with this at www.jointheroyalwe.com. I'm going to give you a daily tool that you can use for the 90-day period that's going to help you stick to the 90-day no social media challenge. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, why would you want to go off of social media? It's been such a part of your life for such a long time, possibly. Well, the reality is because it has kept you stuck in a place of not being able to heal from narcissistic abuse. It has robbed you of living your life and your true purpose and finding your calling and living a life of passion. And that's where you want to be. It's time to stop letting social media rob you of your life. It's time for you to get out there and live and find your purpose and find your calling. Now, the difficult part about leaving social media, the bridge between where you're at in suffering and torment over observing toxic, narcissistically abusive people on social media and where you want to be, which is free of the toxicity, free of the mental depression, free of the torture and the agony that you've experienced. The bridge there is your fight to get away from it. And this is your fight. Your fight is breaking yourself free. Social media has become like a prison for many of us. And the problem with the prison of social media is that it's almost a self-imposed imprisonment. It's the one prison that we willfully and choose to chain ourselves and shackle ourselves into and become stuck as we watch and we observe and we vicariously live our lives through other people. It reminds me of being back in high school in a lot of ways. High school was a place in time, which, by the way, how many of you in high school didn't have social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? I know I didn't. But I can remember, and I'm sure you can, in high school when you're out at lunch in the quad area, sometimes you're sitting with some people, sometimes you're sitting alone eating, and you're just observing everybody else. You got the cool kids over there. You got the rebels over there in their area. You got the skaters over in their area. You got the brawlers and the athletes over in their area, right? All this segregation going on, and you're just observing. Now, imagine if you had to spend every single moment of every day sitting in that place at lunch, watching and observing all these different types of groups of people and all the emotions that would flood you as you're watching and observing. Oh, wow, I wish I could be a part of that group. Or, oh, wow, that's the most popular person. Or she's Miss Beautiful. Or he's the prom king. Or whatever the case may be. Now, imagine that just being on repeat every moment for the rest of your life as you are in prison, sitting there at the lunch quad of your high school, observing all this stuff. That's exactly what Facebook and Instagram is, but worse, right? Now, me personally, I am no longer on Facebook. After I did the 90-day challenge for myself over 2 years ago, or about a year and a half ago now, I've had no desire to be on Facebook whatsoever. The desire has dropped. Instagram, I still use, but only to promote in a way. I'm still trying to learn how to, but promote the Royal We. That's what I'm using it for. And even still, I can't help but when I'm on social media like Instagram, it seems like I'm flooded with images of moms in yoga, bikinis, yoga moms. You know what I mean? Bending over, showing their ass to everybody. I'm sure it's every 12-year-old boy's dream. It kind of reminds me of being younger and sneaking a peek at my mom's Victoria's Secrets catalog. That's basically what's going on with Instagram. I can't help but just be bombarded with images of yoga moms in their tights or wearing no clothes at all in these weird, ridiculous poses, which if you're into yoga, no offense, do your thing. But do you really got to take pictures of your ass bent over in your thong bikini? I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude to anybody. I'm just saying this seems to be what Instagram is. And I can see how already that type of display can cause a lot of frustration, a lot of depression and envy in a lot of people, a lot of competitiveness, especially amongst women, to try and figure out how they can get into a string bikini, and put yoga pants on and do whatever, you know what I mean? Try and do the same thing. So again, it's like being in that high school area, observing, but it's lockdown and you are stuck there on repeat. And this is your life. This becomes a very dangerous place to be, because as you're observing and you're in that locked down position, as you're in the prison that is social media, which is a self-imposed prison, the one thing you're not doing is you are not living your own life. What's happening is you're vicariously living through the lives of these other people. Just like in the high school situation, as you're observing, you're vicariously living. Oh, must be cool to be an athlete, or it must be cool to be a cheerleader, or it must be cool to be this, right? Social media is the same place, right? We want to break that, because you are so full of purpose and passion, and you have so much to offer the world, but you're not going to do it while you're imprisoned in social media, which is distracting you from your purpose. It's distracting you from your calling, as it was me. And it's getting you wrapped up in narcissism, which is primarily what that is, right? And now let's talk about the narcissistic part of social media. If you are coming out of an abusive relationship, this really compounds the prison of social media, because you can't help but gravitate towards looking at the images and the stories of toxic relationships that you are trying to get away from. Many of you have found yourself peeking at their social media statuses, peeking at their images. And what you're seeing is that fake facade. What you're seeing is them, in the high school lunch quad, hanging out with their people or doing whatever. And you're still stuck in that one spot on repeat, just watching, just observing. Now imagine if you had that one person in high school, that one crush, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend who broke up with you, and they were prancing around with their new partner or their new life right in front of you at lunchtime, right? In high school. Can you recall how painful that was and makes you sick to your stomach? The good news is that when you and I were in high school, lunchtime ended. High school ended every day, and we got to leave and go home, providing adequate time to process and to heal and to get over it. Social media, there is no going home from it. Social media becomes home. So this is the imprisonment of Facebook. This is the imprisonment of Instagram. It's like sitting and watching that old relationship that you're trying to get away from, watching them showcase right in front of you, in front of everybody, their new life as you're observing. It's absolutely ridiculous to punish yourself in this way. So this is where 90 days of no social media becomes absolutely detrimental to your healing. And this is why it's so important for me to help you with this process of detaching. Now, I understand there is an addictive part of social media. It allows for dopamine releases and this and that. Every time you get a smile, every time you get an affirmation, every time you get a like on social media. This is why you need help. This is why you need a support partner. This is why you need someone to help you through the process. And this is why I'm providing for you a downloadable resource for free. Again, at www.jointheroyalwe.com. Download it and use it every single morning. Plan your day. This is a gift from me to you because it's that important to get you away from social media, Instagram and Facebook. Now, for those of you who have to use Instagram, I know some of you out there. So it's okay to use it for a promotional tool only. But let's stop using it to be stuck in the prison of watching and suffering because of what other people are doing, right? And while we are not living our lives and driving ourselves absolutely crazy. 90 days is the challenge. I'm going to help you out with this. Visit www.jointheroyalwe.com. Also, I want to be a part of your healing journey. So at www.jointheroyalwe.com, you can schedule one-on-one time with me. We could do a telephone consultation, a FaceTime consultation, or even a text message consultation. That is up to you. Every Monday night is Royal We Live Chat. This is an opportunity for the community to come together, ask questions, answer questions. You could even call in for free as long as you know that you are live. Now, every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time is Royal We Fellowship. This is an all-new church venture. This is an in-depth Bible study from beginning of the Bible to the end, and we are applying what we are reading according to the ancient literature. We're applying it to this world of toxicity and narcissistic abuse. It's unlike any other Bible study you've been a part of. Saturday mornings, Shabbat Shalom, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I will be right back with more videos right here on the Royal We.